The Oppo A57 is a newly launched selfie-oriented smartphone targeted at value-conscious buyers. It sits in the sub-S.15,000 price segment and borrows many traits from its pricier sibling, the Oppo F1s. Review. The latter has proven to be a very capable selfie smartphone, and so it's time to see if the Oppo A57 manages to deliver similar performance. The successor to the Oppo A37, this new model boasts of an upgraded processor, better RAM, and more internal storage along with a more recent version of Android. Let's take a closer look at the Oppo A57 in our review. Oppo A57 design and build quality. The Oppo A57 is molded from pretty much the same cast as the F1s, and they share very similar design elements. Having said that, it does come across as less premium compared to the F1s, which is alright since we're considering a lower price point. Build quality is still pretty solid thanks to the metal frame, although the Oppo A57 does feel a bit like plastic. The phone misses out on a few features such as backlit capacitive buttons. The home button on the Oppo A57 is also of the capacitive type and integrates a fingerprint sensor. The matte texture offers decent amounts of grip, so you don't really need a case. The 5.2-inch IPS display on the Oppo A57 sports an HD resolution, which is tolerable as text isn't too jagged and images appear fairly sharp when viewed from the usual distance. We really liked how bright this phone can get, and sunlight legibility is spot on. Colors are nicely saturated and good viewing angles are good. Oppo uses Gorilla Glass 4 but still throws in one pre-applied screen guard and an extra one in the box for good measure. There's a SIM tray on the right of the Oppo A57 that accepts 2 nano SIM cards and a microSD card of up to 256 GB. The dedicated slot for storage expansion means you needn't compromise on using 2 SIM cards, which we appreciate. There's a standard micro USB port and a 3.5mm headphone socket on the bottom. There's virtually no camera bump on the back of the Oppo A57 apart from the very mild protrusion of the ring around the camera lens. The Oppo A57 is slim, light, and easy to live with. In the box, you get a micro USB cable, charger, earphones, case, screen guard, SIM ejector tool and some manuals. Oppo A57 specifications and features. The Oppo A57 is powered by a mainstream octa-core Qualcomm SoC called the Snapdragon 435, which is more or less on par with the MediaTek MT6750 seen on the Oppo F1s in terms of performance. AnTuTu and Quadrant posted slightly better numbers, 45,243 and 21,971 points respectively, but Trademark and GFSBonge dipped by small margins. The CPU is accompanied by 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. Other specifications of the Oppo A57 include Bluetooth 4.1, Wi-Fi 802.11b/G/N, single band, FM radio, USB LTG, and GPS. VoLTE and 4G are supported on all Indian bands. The Oppo A57 runs on ColorOS 3.0, which is based on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. The interface works very well despite it being a significant customization. The iOS influence is still present, but it's a bit more subtle this time, unlike on Vivo's custom OS. The notifications shade has 2 pages now as the toggle switches are separated from app alerts. There's a custom app store from Oppo along with iCloud for backups and gestures for single-handed operation and to turn the screen off. Google's suite of apps including Duo, and some third-party ones like Facebook, Instagram, and Amazon, are also bundled on the Oppo A57. Oppo A57 performance. The Oppo A57 cruises through basic apps for social networking and email as well as some light games quite well. The phone only gets a bit warm around the camera area when doing something intensive. On average, we found ourselves with about 1.4 GB of free RAM, which is good enough to keep things running smoothly. Verdict at R'(S.14,990. The Oppo A57 offers a package that's very similar to the Oppo F1s, but at a more affordable price point, which straightaway makes it better value compared to its slightly older cousin. Low-light camera performance isn't the best, and basic features such as backlit buttons and dual-band Wi-Fi are missing, but on the plus side you get similar CPU performance, good build quality, and a very good fingerprint sensor. Android Marshmallow is another reason to consider the Oppo A57 over the Oppo F1s, as from what Oppo has stated, the Oppo F1s will most likely be stuck on Lollipop. The same could also be true when it comes to the potential future lack of a nougat update for the Oppo A57, but at least for now its OS is newer. This neglect has long been our pet peeve with budget phones from most brands. If selfies aren't your thing, then the Moto G4 Plus review is a better candidate for the job at this price point, until the Moto G5 arrives, which is pretty soon. However, if you've been waiting for the Oppo F1s to drop in price, then the Oppo A57 is the closest you'll get to it in terms of features and performance.